your baby's first 6 months, they will get all the nutrition they need from the breast or bottle. Health Canada recommends exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life. Your baby will show you when they are ready to start eating solids. During the second half of their first year of life, your baby will go through changes in feeding. Baby will go from all breast milk or bottle, to learning to eat from the spoon, to feeding itself pieces of soft table food and drinking from a cup. Most parents want to know how all of this should happen. Let's talk about what you need to know to get started. Look at all of these babies. Would you believe that all these children are about 6 months old? Just like adults, healthy babies come in all shapes and sizes. And, just like adults, they are all able to do different things. Most babies are ready to start solid food around the age of 6 months. It is best not to rush starting solid foods because it will be more fun for both of you if you wait until your baby can take an active part in feeding. Babies are able to do that when they can sit up, hold their head up straight, pick up things like toys and get them to their mouth, open their mouth for a spoon, turn their head away if they don't want food, keep their mouth open if they do want food, and take food from a spoon and keep most of it in their mouth. When offering your baby solid foods, it's best to have your baby seated in front of you so they can see the spoon coming. You will be able to see their expressions as they react to new foods. Now that your baby is around 6 months old and ready to start solid foods, you need to start out with a food that's high in iron. When babies reach 6 months, they start to run out of iron stores. Pureed meats such as beef, chicken, fish, or pork, and meat alternatives like mashed beans and lentils are good choices. Iron-fortified infant cereal is also a convenient first food. Your baby will gradually add a variety of other foods to their diet until they are enjoying the same foods as the rest of the family. If you are breastfeeding, continue for up to 2 years and beyond. Until now, your baby has been fed only breast milk or bottle. Your baby is now ready for different kinds of food. Starting solid foods is about more than just the food. You are developing their relationship with eating, and you are building your relationship with each other. Have fun with it. You are going to want to introduce one new food at a time. It is important to wait 2 to 3 days after baby tries a food before offering something they have never tried before. This will let you see if your baby has an allergic reaction to a food. Signs of a reaction to look for are rash, hives, vomiting, diarrhea, and swelling around the mouth. Try a new food earlier in the day so you can see if your baby has a reaction to that food. Learning to eat and feeling good about eating are more important than the amount of food eaten. The parent's role is to give healthy food to your baby. Your baby will decide what and how much to eat. This parent is letting her baby take the lead on how fast she wants to eat and what kinds of foods she wants to eat. This baby does not feel like eating, and the caregiver is following their lead by not forcing them to eat. This caregiver is respecting the baby by watching their cues. No one likes to feel as though they are being forced to eat. Babies are the same. You may have to try giving a food 15 to 20 times before they like it. Don't worry, this is normal. Your baby may start grabbing the spoon you are feeding with. Babies like to touch and feel foods and utensils. It's how they learn to eat by themselves. This caregiver is gently guiding the spoon into baby's mouth. This will help teach the baby how to feed itself and make them feel happy. Once your baby has learned to eat smooth food, it's time to introduce lumpier textures. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process. Start by slowly giving more lumpy foods and gradually start giving less pureed foods. As your baby learns to eat, you won't have to mash up their food as much. This caregiver is following the baby's lead in feeding and paying close attention to baby to make sure she is not distracted from eating. Toys or TV are too distracting during mealtime. How do you know your baby has had enough food? Their attention starts to wander. They slow down their eating, they lose interest in eating, and they may turn their head or close their mouth. Babies will explore and be more willing to try new foods when they are not forced to eat. Babies don't need juice or sugary drinks. You can have your baby learn to drink from a cup by offering water, breast milk, or formula. Once your baby is used to eating lumpier foods, you can give foods cut into small pieces. Finger foods are anything babies can pick up with their hands. Finger foods can be whatever you are having for supper. Cooked vegetables, meat, and pasta are good examples. This baby is choosing the finger foods they want to eat from the food put on their tray. Feed your baby a variety of foods from the 4 food groups listed in Canada's Food Guide to Healthy Eating. Learning to eat is a new skill that takes time to master. Your baby doesn't need teeth to eat food. Babies will learn to gum the soft foods that you provide. It's normal for babies to gag on foods when they are learning to chew. Sometimes the food goes down the wrong way and then comes right back up. This is normal and part of learning to eat. It's important to always be there with your baby when they are eating. Do not leave your baby alone. It's best not to give foods that may cause choking, like popcorn, hard candies, hard pieces of raw vegetables, and fruits. Hot dogs and grapes can also be choking foods. They are more appropriate for an older baby and should always be cooked and then sliced lengthwise into 4. Processed foods like hot dogs are not a healthy choice. Teaching a baby to eat can be messy, but making a mess is the fun part of learning. Offer your baby foods even if you don't like them. If you stop feeding your baby before they are done eating, this gives them the message that food is not fun and may cause them to not like mealtime. This caregiver noticed that her baby wanted to eat more and started feeding her baby again. Always be respectful towards your baby. You decide what foods you will offer your baby. Your baby decides what kinds of foods and how much they want to eat. This will teach your baby that you respect them. Your baby will learn that what they think and feel matters. This will teach your baby how to feel good about themselves and the world they live in. There is no better way to feed your baby than by making your own baby food. Your baby can enjoy the same fresh and healthy foods the family enjoys. It is easy, convenient, and inexpensive. You can use the ingredients and tools already in your kitchen.
Hi, I'm Lori Rudolph Crawford. Making food for your baby lets you offer textures that are just right for your baby. At first, foods will need to be pureed or smooth. Then as your baby learns to eat, you can offer foods with more lumps by mashing with a fork or cutting into small pieces. Now I'd like you to meet Ebony Minty Dodd, proud mom of an adorable 6-month-old baby. Welcome, Ebony.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm great, thanks.
How's your baby eating?
Oh, she's doing wonderful. She loves food.
Oh, that's great to hear because we're going to be cooking up lots of great food for her today.
That's great.
Good. So first of all, we're going to go wash our hands and clean the cooking surfaces. Washing hands will protect your baby from getting sick. So we're going to be preparing chicken thighs today because they're a food that tends to puree up very well, and they're a great food to start with for your baby. So the recipe to prepare chicken thighs is actually quite simple. We're going to start off by dicing our chicken and cutting off any of the extra fat or the skin, and certainly if you are using chicken with bones in, you'd want to remove the bones as well at this stage. Some people prefer to do that after cooking the chicken, but we're going to do it before. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now these little pieces are going to cook up quite nicely and very quickly. Okay, and there's not a lot of fat to remove here on these chicken thighs either, so that's good. Okay, oh, that looks like great pieces there. Okay, and then whenever you're ready, Ebony, we'll just put this into the pot of boiling water there. I see our water's already started to boil. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to add mine in. There we go. Whenever you're ready, you can add some of yours in, and that'll make up plenty of food. Now what we want to do now is just to continue boiling for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to turn it down to just maybe a gentle boil during that time. And we may need a little bit more time if we were using a tougher cut of meat, say some beef, pork, or even wild meat. They might take a longer cooking time to make them softer. So right now, while we're waiting for that to cook, we need to clean our cutting boards and our utensils, anything that touched the raw chicken, and then we'll wash our hands and come back to puree for baby. Cook meat and poultry thoroughly to kill harmful bacteria that can make your family sick. Meat and poultry are cooked properly when a digital thermometer reads 170 degrees Fahrenheit or 77 degrees Celsius. Meat and poultry cooked properly will have no pink in the center and juices will run clear. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to prepare our puree, our chicken puree, by taking out some of our meat here and putting it into the blender. Now another way to tell if your chicken is done with these small pieces is to make sure that there's no pink inside. And there's definitely no pink in these pieces of chicken here. Okay, and then we're just going to add some of the cooking water to make a nice smooth puree for your baby. Now adding the cooking water will add back in some of the nutrients that have been leached out into the water. It will also give this puree a little bit of a stronger flavor for your baby. Okay, this should be good. And an older baby will prefer a more lumpier texture, but we're going to puree this smooth for your baby. We're using a blender today, but you could use a fork, a knife, a meat grinder, a food processor, or whatever works to get the texture your baby needs. Beans such as chickpeas, black beans, kidney beans, and lentils are a nutritious, low-cost alternative to meat and very easy to prepare. They also contain iron, which your baby needs. Have you tried any of these yet, Ebony?
I'd never thought of it.
Oh, well, they're very quick and easy to prepare. Dried beans or lentils can be either prepared from scratch or they can just come from a can. If you're using the ones from the can, they're already cooked, so you just need to drain and rinse them well. Other iron-rich foods include egg yolk, tofu, and infant cereal. Now, Ebony's husband Tim and I are going to prepare vegetables. Hi Tim, are you ready to try this out?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, great. Well, let's get started. You can use a wide variety of fresh or frozen vegetables. If you use canned, be sure to give them a good rinse. This will get rid of the extra salt that your baby doesn't need. In fact, babies don't need any extra salt or sugar added to their food. So to prepare carrots, we started off by peeling and washing the carrots, and now we're just going to cut them into small pieces. So if you want to get started with that, Tim. Okay, I've got some all ready to go. They're going to take about 5 to 7 minutes there to cook. I'll just turn that up a little bit. We'd want it on a bit of a higher boil. Okay, so you ready to add those in? Perfect. Okay, so while that boils, we have about 5 to 7 minutes. I already have a batch going that we can use to puree for your baby. And actually, you know what? Instead of pureeing, I think what we'll use, we'll show folks how to use something different. We're going to show how to use a potato masher to mash up carrots for the consistency for their baby. Okay, those are nice and soft there. If you want to start with those and mash them up really well. Good muscle power there. Okay, and I'm going to add some cooking water there into your mixture, just so that we add some of those nutrients back in. Of course, you could use water as well. And we've boiled our carrots, so you could certainly steam them if you wanted to instead. Okay, that's a great consistency there. Okay, so I think we're almost ready to go there, Tim. So thanks very much for all your help and Ebony's help as well.
No problem.
Hello again. You know, making your own baby food proves to be a tastier option, especially when preparing fruit. It's easy to prepare. All you need to do is wash, peel, and mash soft fruit with a fork, just like I do with these bananas. In fact, many soft foods can be mashed with a fork or a potato masher, so you don't need expensive equipment to make your own baby food. Firmer fruits like apples and pears just need to be cooked until soft in a little bit of water. Here we have some peeled and cored apples now simmering in water to make applesauce. Thawed frozen fruits or unsweetened canned fruits also make great choices for your baby. Your older baby will enjoy soft fruits like bananas and peaches as finger food when you cut them into pieces. So I've given you some simple food preparation guidelines. I hope you'll try these ideas out with your baby. Until next time, I'm Lori Rudolph Crawford.
As your baby gets older and has learned to eat a variety of foods and textures, they will enjoy many of the same meals as the family, straight from the pot. Soft foods like soups, stews, casseroles, and pasta dishes are great, yummy examples.
Oh, we need the pot holder.
Just be sure to let them cool off first. You can modify the textures of these foods if you need to for your baby. It is easy to whip up fresh, tasty, nutritious food for your baby that allows baby to learn to eat and explore the different textures and a variety of healthy foods. The added bonus is that making your own baby food saves money, it is convenient, and has a secret ingredient your baby won't get anywhere else. It is prepared with your love and care. Funding for this video has been provided by This video is copyright protected. Duplication in any part is prohibited without the express written consent of Biomedical Communications. This has been a Biomedical Communications production.